What's going on YouTube? I'm your host Joss. Welcome back to Top 10 Beyond the Screen. If you're looking for me beyond this screen, just find our social media links. They are down below. Also, make sure you hang out with me until the end of this video where I will do some comment shoutouts. Today we are talking about breakups. Whenever anyone in our lives split up, it's a tough time. And as silly as it is to admit, even celebrity breakups can have an effect on us because we invest so much emotion into them that we feel like we personally know them. Let's take a look back at some of the breakups that made us cry, write in our diaries, and question if true love even exists. Here's today's list of top 10 shocking celebrity breakups. Starting off our list at number 10 is Nick Cannon and Mariah Carey. They were a random couple from the start if you ask me, but they had a really romantic and sweet relationship for a while. The two of them met back in 2005, although Nick will openly talk about how he had a crush on her ever since he was a kid. I mean, who didn't? They started dating in 2008 and things were moving quickly. So quickly that they got married after only 2 months of dating. Turns out they held a secret little ceremony in the Bahamas. They were married for a few years before having children together in 2011. Their twins named Monroe and Moroccan. They seemed to be a happy little family from the outside looking in, but they went through a nasty divorce in 2014. It was reported at the time that Nick filed for divorce after months of turmoil in the relationship. So what was the turmoil? No one really knows, only that rumors were saying Nick was working too much and he never spent time at home. But of course, Nick has a different side of the story. It all seems to be behind them though, as they co-parent their twins while still moving forward with other relationships. Next up at number 9 is Lamar Odom and Khloe Kardashian. The pair met at the end of August back in 2009 when they described it as instantly hitting it off at a party in Hollywood. Within the first month of meeting each other, they got married on September 27, 2009, which was a complete shock to fans. They were practically still strangers. No wonder they didn't work out. They had a fancy wedding in LA and apparently it was rushed because they wanted to get hitched before basketball season started back for Lamar, who had just signed a $33 million contract with the Lakers at the time. Reports say they were very much in love and Khloe even took on the role as stepmom to his 2 children, Destiny and Lamar Jr. However, their relationship was far from perfect and they were always open about their struggles but also their love for one another. Khloe told People in 2012, "I like to think divorce is not an option." Lamar ended up being involved in cheating rumors and also got a DUI in 2013 where it was reported that he was struggling with a drug and alcohol addiction. These addictions is what led Khloe to officially file for divorce in May of 2016. He later admitted to having multiple affairs, telling Elite Daily, "If there's one thing I regret when I was married, it was having multiple affairs with different women. I wish I could have just kept my dick in my pants." Well said. No one will ever forget the night that he was actually found overdosed in the brothel after the two of them split. But even after the divorce, Khloe remained by his side as a friend. Sweatbearer number 8 spot is Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. Their relationship was talked about from start to finish because the two of them met in 2004 while filming the action movie Mr. and Miss Smith, while Brad was still married to Jennifer Aniston. Rumors were exploding everywhere that there was something going on between Brad and Angelina, and Brad and Jennifer ended up splitting not too long after in 2005. And not too long after that split did Brad and Angelina start dating publicly. Shocker, we knew it the whole time. They were together for years, getting married in 2014 and having 3 biological children together, Shiloh, Vivian, and Knox. They also adopted a son together, Pax, and Brad was a stepdad to Angie's previously adopted kids, Maddox and Zahara. I hope I said all of those names right. They've got a whole soccer team of kids basically. Rumors were always a part of their relationship, which is why it was shocking in 2017 when they split because the rumors ended up being true. They announced their divorce but kept the details private. All we know is that they were having issues in the relationship. Since the split, they have been able to co-parent in a healthy relationship. Angelina told Vanity Fair, I quote, "We care for each other and care about our family, and we are both working towards the same goal." The story has a happy ending, but it still did not make the blow any less painful for us Brangelina fans. And at number 7 is Mac Miller and Ariana Grande. Before his sudden and tragic death in September 2018, the two of them were very much in love and broke the hearts of fans when they announced their split. They built a strong friendship before going public with the relationship in September 2016. They shared a love for music, and because of their friendship, their bond was something that no one could ever question. They were adorable. It was just so obvious how in love they really were, which is why it was shocking when they called it quits after almost 2 years of dating. It was no secret that Mac struggled with a drug addiction, to which Ariana admits feeling helpless towards. Mac was also her rock as she recovered emotionally after the suicide bombing occurred at her show in Manchester. But even after they broke up, they did remain on good terms. They were friends who always had nice nice things to say about each other, and Ariana continued to encourage him to seek help for his addiction. She posted on Instagram saying, "Unconditional love is not selfish. It is wanting the best for that person, even if at the moment it's not you. I can't wait to know and support you forever, and I'm so proud of you." Fans were happy to know that the two of them were still giving each other love up until his final moments. Next up at number 6 is Kris Pratt and Anna Faris. Some would say this was one of the most heartbreaking celebrity breakups in recent memory. The two actors first met on the set of the film Take Me Home Tonight back in 2007, but Anna was married to another actor at the time. That didn't stop Kris from admiring her though, later admitting that he knew she was the one since the day that he met her. Anna and her husband at the time, Ben Indra, split later that year, and not long after, she started to date Kris. It was a long time coming, I guess. Anna and Kris fell in love quickly and got engaged in 2008 and then married a year later in 2009. They were married for a few years before having their first child together in 2012, their son named Jack. They were #family goals for years, and they seemed wildly devoted to each other, which is why they stunned the world when they announced their separation in 2017. After 8 years of what looked like happy marriage, they posted a public statement online saying, "Anna and I are sad to announce we are legally separating. We tried hard for a long time and we're really disappointed. Our son has 2 parents who love him very much, and for his sake we want to keep this situation as private as possible moving forward. We still have love for each other, we'll always cherish our time together, and continue to have the deepest respect for one another." No official reason was ever given for the split, but they are still co-parenting and on good terms. Halfway through the list at number 5 is Kristen Stewart and Rob Pattinson. Twilight fans were losing their minds when the two of them fell in love off screen and started dating in real life. For years they toyed with the idea of dating and even had their fans fooled a few times as they did fake kissing skits on stage while accepting their Best Kiss awards. Their relationship wasn't confirmed or made public until 2011, but we were all confident about the fact that they've been having a thing for a long time now. She was dating Robert for a while before she began filming Snow White and the Huntsman that exact same year. During the filming of this movie is where she met the director Rupert Sanders. The two of them started filming together in August 2011, and just shy of a year later in 2012, they were having steamy makeout sessions all around LA. Not only was Kristen in a relationship, Sanders was also married and has 2 children with his then wife, Liberty Ross. It was on July 17th of 2012 when the two of them met up and drove around trying to find secluded places in LA. Paparazzi got the best of them and captured their entire makeout session in a series of photos. On July 24th, Us Weekly released the exclusive set of pictures of their makeout session, which left fans feeling completely devastated and shocked. Both relationships crumbled, and fans were not shy when it came to letting the actress know what they felt about her actions. Here we are at number 4 with Zac Efron and Vanessa Hudgens. If you are a fan of High School Musical, then you are probably mildly obsessed with these two as individuals and as a couple. They rocked our Disney World when they became a couple off screen after meeting for the first time in 2005 when they booked their leading roles as Troy Bolton and Gabriela Montez. They were just teenagers when they met on set, and it didn't take long for them to become an official couple. For a while it seemed like they were going to be our high school sweetheart inspirations, but the two of them split in 2010 after going strong for 5 years. No reason was ever really confirmed until later in 2015 when Vanessa opened up about her relationship with Zac during an interview with the New York Times. She said the relationship ended up making her really mean and would cause her to lash out. She admitted that Zac wasn't the issue, but it was the obsessed fan base that he had, aka all the girls, like me. She said, "I went through a phase when I was really mean because I was so fed up. Girls were running after him and I was giving them death stares. Then I realized that's not what that's about. Spread the love, be a good person, they support you, be nice." The relationship didn't last, but there is no bad blood. She's happy in a new relationship and says that her and Zac just simply no longer speak, which is heartbreaking. Alright you guys, at number 3 we have Selena Gomez and Justin Bieber. What a whirlwind this relationship was, aka show. Their relationship was exciting for a while, but then it got really hard to follow. Rumors began back in 2010 that they were dating, but it wasn't until January 2011 that the pop stars confirmed their romance. That's when the iconic hashtag #ANGELINA all began and trended on Twitter like it was nobody's business. Their first breakup happened in November 2012 after rumors started that he was involved with Victoria's Secret model Barbara Palvin, who later on confirmed that there was nothing going on. 3 months later, in January 2013, they were back together. We thought maybe this time was going to be the successful round, but then in November 2014, she performed her song The Heart Wants What It Wants at the American Music Awards and she started crying on stage. She later confirmed the song was about Biebs and that they were split up again. After that, both the singers began to date other people and move on from each other. Or so we thought. Later in November 2016, it was reported that Justin visited her in rehab, so people thought maybe they were back on, but it was confirmed in January 2017, just a few months later, when Selena began dating The Weeknd. Later on in October 2017, they were spotted hanging out at Selena's home with friends and also went to church together. And once again, pictures of them kissing surfaced in November 2017, and they are back on again. But that lasted until March 2018, when they broke up again. For good this time. Honestly, they could be in the first place on this list just for putting us through all of that back and forth trauma. In spot number 2 is Kris Jenner and Bruce Jenner. Now, this is not to disrespect Caitlyn in any way. I only say Bruce because at the time of their split, she was still Bruce, so I'm speaking the past tense on their past relationship, no disrespect. The two of them were married for 23 years and had 2 children together. You might know of them, Kendall and Kylie Jenner, you might have heard of them before. People watched years of the relationship on their family reality show Keeping Up with the Kardashians, which is why it was a total bomb when they announced their separation in October 2013. They put out a joint statement to E! News saying, "We are living separately and we are much happier this way, but we will always have much love and respect for each other. Even though we are separated, we will always remain best friends, and as always, our family will remain our #1 priority." But even though they were separated, that did not stop Kris from posting an adorable anniversary shout out in April 2014 saying, "Happy anniversary to one of the most amazing men I know. I love you. Wow, 23 years. Their divorce was finalized later that year in December, and after Bruce came out as Caitlyn in 2015, she had nothing but positive things to say about Kris. She told Diane Sawyer, "Kris is a really good woman and I love her to death. The love and acceptance I have gotten from Kris is absolutely overwhelming." Their split and the following aftermath took the world by storm, but the two of them were able to make it out as friends. Taking our #1 spot is Miley Cyrus and Liam Hemsworth. This one is fresh off the press. At the time of this recording, this dramatic and shocking split happened just this past weekend. It's Tuesday. It all started back in 2008 and 2009 when they met each other on the set for the movie adaptation of Nicholas Sparks' novel called The Last Song. They became an official couple while shooting the movie and continued to date from there. In June 2012, they confirmed their engagement, Miley being 19 at the time and Liam being 22. In 2013, they officially broke up and called off the wedding. Miley says that she realized how young 19 was and is in a happy place after the breakup settled. But fans were absolutely devastated. Me. From there, Miley goes on to date other people, both males and females, and does a lot of questionable things in the process. But we don't have time to talk about all of that. But 3 years later, in 2016, they are spotted together again, and she is wearing her engagement ring again. They both agreed the time apart was needed and they were excited to be back together. As were we. I personally never thought it would happen after all the crazy behavior she was thrown out there for those few years. The two of them finally got married in December 2018 at a private ceremony in her home in Nashville. The pictures had everyone crying tears of joy, and it seemed like this was going to be a happily ever after. But then this weekend came. Their reps released a statement saying that the two of them have decided to separate after only 8 months of marriage. On top of that, pictures were leaked online just a week after their split of Miley making out and getting cozy with Brody Jenner's ex-wife, Caitlyn Carter, which obviously caused a whole bunch of chaos. We're still kind of waiting to see how this whole thing plays out. Alright guys, there you have it. There's our list for today. Hug your loved ones, don't hold a grudge, don't go to bed mad, and don't make out with someone's ex-wife a week after you split. Share your thoughts with me down in the comments below and hit that thumbs up button if you enjoyed today's video. For now, I'm going to respond to some of your comments from some of my other videos. Gabriel Solomon says, "Jocelyn, you should be a model for Victoria's Secret." I really appreciate the compliment, but I actually enjoy eating food. I like carbs. Jarlick Johnson says, "Wow Joss, love that hair, you're always changing it and I like it." Well, thank you. Long brown hair just gets so boring sometimes, so I just try to switch it up. Tacos for Life 420. What a name. Says, "All of them. I can't believe anyone would want to do this to themselves. Most went from hot to fugly. Hopefully Josh, you never get work done because you're a natural beauty as is." Honestly, I haven't heard someone use the term fugly since I was in elementary school. Like, no joke. That's all I took from your comment is the word fugly. I'm probably going to start using that again. Bill Shoemake says, "Yes, I believe in UFOs, but the real question is, do you believe in Bigfoot, Josh?" Meh. Not really. I feel like I would need some solid evidence to believe in that. We are at the end here. I am taking off. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave, or don't leave and keep watching more Beyond the Screen videos. I'll leave that up to you. Make the right decision.